Mahima with us on that. Mahima, this is what and rightly like Tuhin said, I'd like to refer to the Karnataka election results and what happened post that. Y'all took, the Congress took quite a while to announce Siddaramaiah as the chief minister, and then there was a lot of talk of rotating chief minister, the chair between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar, which hasn't yet happened. Even today, Siddaramaiah gives counter comments saying, no, I'm the chief minister for 5 years. There is no decision of a rotating chief minister. So in a sense, you've left these issues, these wounds open. It's open-ended. You've not resolved these problems. You've allowed the problem to fester, especially in a state like Rajasthan, where we see Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot's fallout so bitter that it's impacted in your numbers.
Let me ask you, did we take longer than the BJP took in Maharashtra to name the chief minister? Did we take longer than the BJP took to name their leader of opposition in the assembly in Karnataka till recently? Did we take longer than that? I think any well-thinking citizen of India would answer those questions and know for themselves. You see, the BJP spokesperson's audacity when he names Himanta Biswa Sarma is that I just said too much horse trading. He's testifying what I said. You see, the BJP takes pride in having repeat CMs, the leaders that they have horse traded from the Congress. So, all right, you see that audacity is for everybody to see. And when the BJP talks of us being able to hold on to power, they forget that they're the ones who had created hue and cry about 70 years, 70 years. So, we are the ones who reigned in the power in this country for 70 years. We know how to regain our lost ground. We have done that in Telangana. BJP must not lose its senses so much that it, as I said, they're putting all their apples in one basket in all these states. So let's just see how does it play out. 2024 is not far off.
Do you believe a hasty decision in Chhattisgarh? Speaking of Chhattisgarh, a hasty decision in Chhattisgarh has cost you the election this time. T.S. Singh Dio, your deputy there, lost his Ambikapur Assembly constituency by 94 votes. He's barely campaigned in his bastion. He hardly got down to the ground to campaign, and that really speaks of the choice that you've made in 2018, which you see now play out in a way that you never imagined. That was one state that you were sure of, Chhattisgarh.
There's a famous couplet which goes like this. मैदान की हार जीत तो किस्मत की बात है, मैदान की हार जीत तो किस्मत की बात है, टूटी है किसके हाथ में तलवार देखना. We are certainly fighting our battles. We are fighting it with all our might and the core of steel that every congressman has. We'll continue to do so.
The BJP may be too busy doing too much ahead of 2024. You really hope to propel and gain momentum ahead of 2024, but now you're reduced to barely 3 states, just Himachal, Karnataka, and your newly elected Telangana.
Which is the part and parcel of the game of politics, sure. Nabila. I think it's the people's fight that we fought. We'll continue to do so. The BJP may continue to divide and rule like they've been doing, bringing communalism and caste slurs in elections. They have fought all the elections on the face of Modi ji. I think they better start finding an alternative to Modi ji.
Okay, Tuhin, that's one allegation that's been made, fighting an election on the Prime Minister's face. What happens to all that effort put out by local leaders in states like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan? You have so many local leaders who've really hustled to pick the party and take the party to victory, basically. But ultimately, it appears Modi gets the credit. It's Modi's face that elections are fought. Do you believe that the local party leaders there are slightly disappointed that they're hardly ever credited for all that work that they do? It's mostly, and that's the high command culture I was referring to.
Forget about anybody in BJP being disappointed. I'm surprised at the glee of the Congress party. Instead of looking inwards, instead of doing some introspection, they are obsessed with non-issues. 4 days after the election, their only worry seems to be, why is BJP not announcing the CM candidate? Look at the Telangana CM. I mean, would we appoint somebody like the Telangana CM Revant Reddy, who's openly making slurs against the whole of Bihar? So I think that's not a culture. We would choose somebody who would be a leader for the next 2 decades and who will ensure that the BJP is in power in Chhattisgarh and in Rajasthan for the next 2 decades. I think this is something which the Congress is not able to comprehend. The change in leadership style the country has seen we are out of the holiday mood. The first thing that, they seem to be into after an election result instead of analysis is a holiday. That's not the way the BJP operates.
Just in
Rest
case,
assured,
just
in
for
the next 2
example,
days,
Tuhin,
in the next
in
2 days,
Rajasthan, a quick word, if you can give me clarity on Rajasthan. It's going to be difficult. The more you delay, the more you will have people coming up with their demands. For example, Vasundhara Raje, she's your strongest face when it comes to the state of Rajasthan. She has clout with a host of MLAs. In fact, we believe that a good number of MLAs were siding with her. There was already some kind of friction earlier. When the first list was announced in Rajasthan, none of the names had the aids of Vasundhara Raje. At that point, we saw revolt within the BJP itself. So 2024, before 2024, do you believe the BJP can take that risk of changing Vasundhara Raje? And if you delay making a decision here, how do you think it's going to hamper your prospects there in that state?
Let me answer your question with a question. Have you ever seen a CM and a deputy CM of the BJP, make statements like Nikamma for his counterpart? That is what Rajasthan has witnessed for the last 5 years. And yes, I mean, as the largest party in the world with 18 crore people, there is bound to be ambition, there is bound to be competition. But the way we handle competition, the way we handle rivalry is something you got to appreciate. In no state do you see the kind of dissension, this kind of fights which we have witnessed in Rajasthan. At one point during the peak of COVID, all that Sachin Pilot was doing was taking his MLAs to Bangalore.
No, that fight in Rajasthan was quite bitter, and I think most political experts would quote Rajasthan's example to what not to do. Rashid Kiwai, would you agree that the BJP that way, and agreeing with Toheen there, have managed to settle differences internally to a point where it's not visible? But some could also say that this takes away a chance from the local leaders who are really hoping to come to position. Takes away credit from their efforts, because PM Modi is projected as a man based on which election is won. How would you view this delay? Prime Minister Modi being the face through and through, local leaders not credited enough.
Yeah, I think, Nabila, consultation is very much part and parcel of the political process. Had the Congress done this, Congress would have been today better off in Chhattisgarh and in Rajasthan, etc. So that is the thing. I think the Congress is wasting its energy in pointing a finger or trying to make smart comments about the BJP. It should have convened. I can ask as a journalist that why the Congress Working Committee has not been called. 4 days have passed to discuss the poll debacle. That is a very important issue, and a CWC is actually a proper forum to discuss this. So this is the thing. Political parties, what they do is they attack each other on these grounds. The fact of the matter is, Nabila, just as a constitutional and a political position, is that the MLAs should be deciding. Here, what we see is the MLAs are not in picture. The Congress did the same thing with Telangana. So I'm not saying Congress is right and BJP is wrong. It will be just a formality when observers go. BJP is doing this exercise so that they are taking Vasundhara Raje and everybody on board. So whatever decision is taking, nobody will have a cheek to say later on that, we were not consulted, the way it happened in case of T.S. Singh Dev and Sachin Pilot, etc.
No, but we saw in Karnataka, if you really have to take that analogy, in Karnataka, sidelining Yediyurappa at that point really didn't benefit the BJP. If anything, they have to go back to give Yediyurappa's son, Vijendra, the post of the BJP he's now the president of the BJP in the state. So they realized that it's important to keep old leaders in good humor, and your veteran leaders, at least like Yediyurappa, who has that kind of clout, sidelining him may have been one of their follies.
Nabila, you're asking me?
Yeah, Rashid.
Yeah, yes, Nabila, the political ambition is there, and Mr. Sinha was also saying, you look at Uttarakhand. 3 chief ministers were changed, but end of the day, BJP won. So that is something comforting. Even the chief minister lost in Karnataka, also they changed chief minister. I think end of the day, Nabila, what matters is whether you're getting your arithmetic right or not. It is victory that decides everything. Poll performance, voting percentage is all. There is no silver medal in politics.
Okay. Tuhin, a quick word. When is it, as I'm short on time here, when is a word coming out? Do we know? Maybe you could give us inside updates on who the BJP is mulling over for the 3 states. Let's start with Rajasthan. Who are your top faces? Could you give our audience, our viewers, some clarity on what may be the road ahead for you?
Well, that's not my mandate. I'm not supposed to get into names. But the fact is, we will give a leader, we will give Rajasthan a leader who will be there for the next 2 decades, who will ensure the progress of Rajasthan in the same way that Yogi ji is doing in Uttar Pradesh, and the same way that Devendra ji is doing in Maharashtra and Himanta is doing in Assam.
Okay. Mahima, there's no time-bound manner or there's no timeline itself, in the sense, no deadline as such under law that this is the date before which a chief minister's name should be announced, unless the previous assembly is not ended, the term of the previous assembly is not ended, then they have time. So they can really deliberate on the matter carefully and make their announcement. Maybe you could pick another issue to target the BJP at this point, because a loss in the Hindi heartland is going to cost you for 24.
From what is evident, Nabila, owing to the series of events we have seen turn out, unfold in the state of Rajasthan over the past 4 days, I think from what is very evident is that the BJP is being very, it's driven by convenience. So they will probably procrastinate it and squander more time till the time, because accountability is there. We have heard them say there's still Congress CM over there and things like that. So they will keep delaying it. Agreed, there's no timeline as such, but I think there's something known as morality. There is something known as ethicality in the field of politics. And I think if the BJP had an iota of that morality, it would be dutiful to name its chief minister and not putting the blame or gaslighting with the Congress for the series of events that has been unfolding in the state of Rajasthan. So I think that is very much attributed to the BJP, convenience, playing in a very pliant manner. And I think gaslighting, the very traits of the BJP.
Mahima, well, this was expected to pan out, but nonetheless, congratulations on Telangana's win. Revanth Reddy took oath as Chief Minister of Telangana. The Congress has managed to win there. Tuhin,
because we do follow.
Congratulations for the BJP winning, sweeping that tsunami in the Hindi heartland.